Hey babes, I just finished recording this look and I really like it. It's a super simple and easy look, just very natural and glowy. So if you like the way this looks and you want to see how I did it, just keep watching. All right, so I've already got my moisturizer on and I've already straightened my hair for the day, but let's get our sunscreen on. So I'm gonna use the Dermalogica. It's the Power TRX, I believe is what it's called. Yeah, Power Bright TRX Pure Light SPF 50. Always make sure you guys are wearing sunscreen to protect your skin. It's such a big deal. You really want to make sure you're doing that. And we're going to try to do a kind of quick video today. We'll see how that goes. I am just running errands today, nothing major, but just need to get some stuff done and pick up, you know, groceries and stuff. We're gonna use the Urban Decay De-Slick Primer. The I'm going to be using today is a little bit more dewy. And since I am more of an oily skin type, I want to go in with this to kind of help mattify a little bit underneath. And maybe I won't get too shiny. I love the way the foundation feels. It's the Urban Decay Naked Skin. But I don't want to look like an oily, greasy mess. So make sure you shake it if you have this. It's the biggest thing I always forget. And it's all like separated and nasty. This foundation is very natural and very light. Not full coverage, but that's okay. I do not want full coverage today. But it feels really nice on your skin. It's not too heavy. I don't use it too often. I need to use it more actually. It's not too bad if you have oily skin. If you kind of, you know, get your primer right and make sure you definitely powder with a finishing powder, you will be fine. But I love having it, you know, in my arsenal. And it is a little bit off color-wise for me. I always do like to go down my neck, but specifically whenever I use this one because it is a little bit too off. That's probably another reason why I don't reach for it very often, to be honest. All right. And then we're going to use the Revlon Youth FX Fill and Conceal, I think is what it's called. Fill and Blur Concealer. This will be the second time I've used it. The first time I was actually quite impressed. I didn't think I would be, but it was not bad at all. So I'm just going in under my eyes and hitting any acne areas or hyperpigmentation areas that I would like to cover up a little bit more. This concealer is supposed to be really good at filling in pores and lines and like wrinkles. So I was excited about it when I found it. I'll have to keep you guys posted on it because I haven't used it too much. And it is in the shade Fair. So it's a really nice one to help conceal and also to brighten up for me. I'm gonna go off camera and do my brows and I'll be back in just a second. All right, so I just got my brows done. I used Brow in shade 3 to get my brows done. And then I used Precisely My Brow to get my tail perfected. We're gonna go ahead and set with powder. I'm gonna use my Flower setting powder. It is super finely milled and is very light on the skin. I really like it. It's a drugstore setting powder, but it does so good. And I'm just gonna do it all over. I haven't had any issues with it, you know, under eye or anything like that. So you can do it all over. Plus I don't want to do a whole bunch today since I'm just going to like the grocery store and the pet store to get some pet food. We don't need to get fancy. So I am gonna go in and get a little bit of a bronzy tint to my skin. I'm gonna use the Bare Minerals. It's actually a glow like highlighter, but the color to me is very, very, very much more like a bronzer for my skin tone, but it'll give like a really nice highlight kind of like glow. And I just wanna look natural and pretty, so this will be perfect. And it's not like overwhelming, which I like, because sometimes like when I bronze, I'm like, God, I look totally different than what I am. So this is a nice way to kind of stay true to your natural coloring and not look too done up. And it'll just give a nice glow and some a little bit of color. Not much, but enough where I'm pleasantly happy with it. And you can build it up. And then for blush, I'm gonna use the Anastasia Blush Trio, the Pool Party one. And these are the colors you get with that. I'm gonna go in with this one here. It's called Blank. And we're just gonna do that on the cheeks, a little bit where we bronzed. And it's just like a nice pinky nude color. Perfect. And then I am gonna go ahead and go in with my Too Faced Banana Setting Powder. It is nice for brightening. Just do that underneath. Even though I'm not contouring, it still looks really nice to get a little bit of a glow. And I do love it under my eyes. Highly recommend under eye area being done with it. It is amazing. And then for eyeshadow, I want to do something super simple. I'm going to use my Stila Shimmer and Glow in the color Starlight. And then I'm going to just use my Physicians Formula Butter Tropical Days palette. So super easy, super simple, and super quick. I'm just going to use a fluffy brush and go in with this kind of pinky nude color here. And do that all over. It'll give a nice tone without being too much, dependent on your skin tone. For me, it gives just a little bit, and I like it. And this will kind of help smooth everything over so that whenever you're going in with your other stuff, it'll be nice and smooth and easy. And then I'm gonna take that Stila eyeshadow and just put it on the eyelid. Concentration level is on. I always get so anxious when I'm doing these. I've got to get it right. I don't want to have to fix it, especially since they're liquid. I don't like having to fix them. But they are so easy to work with. And really, I can't do a cut crease, but these are amazing for doing a cut crease, you guys. We're gonna let that dry for a second and I'll be right back. And then for my blender shade right above that Stila eyeshadow, I'm gonna go in with this pinky purpley mauve color. It is probably my favorite color in this palette. And honestly, probably the reason why I keep grabbing for it, because it's amazing. And then I'm just taking it a little bit on that outer corner. And same thing on the other side. I do recommend letting your Stila shadow dry before you go in and do this. Give it a little bit of time to do it. It's so worth waiting. I used to put it on and then go straight in, and then I would end up having to fix it. So just give it a minute to set and then go in and do your blending shade in your crease, and it will save you time from having to fix it. And then for the brow bone, I'm gonna go ahead and just use this white here, and then also in the inner corner. For my eye shaping, I do like to try not to put anything underneath because it just makes my eyes look more wide and awake and open. And it saves me a lot. And then for my highlighter, I am gonna go in with the MAC Hyper Real Glow palette, and we're going to use, I try to keep this so I can tell you guys, let's use Rosy Glow, which is the middle one here. It's got a little bit of a pinky reflect. I really like it. And we're just gonna use a little detail brush. I love Pinky Glow highlighters. They're my favorite. What color is your favorite like tone of a highlighter? What's your go-to, your grab and favorite look? Mine's definitely the pinky tones. The golds are awesome and like champagnes, but I definitely go for the pinks more, I feel like. Which I didn't think I would. When I first started getting into highlighter, I was like, I need that natural like tan bronzy color. Now I'm like, give me the pink. I love this highlighter, my favorite. And then we're just gonna set that down and let all the powders kind of soak in with the MAC Prep and Prime. Let that kind of set down. And then I'm gonna set my brows with the 3D Brow Tones by Benefit and shade 4. And it'll give a little bit of like a dimensional look with kind of like a little bit of highlights. You have to be super close to tell, but it sets really well. I really like it. Perfect. And then we'll go in with mascara. I'm gonna use the Mega Protein by Wet n Wild. I've been really pleasantly surprised with this mascara. We're gonna do the bottom lashes first. It is so hard not to open my mouth. Oh my goodness. I try not to, but let's be real, girls. Like, it's so hard not to open your mouth. Like, you have to be expert level to not open your mouth when you're doing mascara. Especially when you're trying to be really careful. I'm like, don't move. Don't close your eyes too hard. Barely blink. I feel like a crazy person when I'm doing mascara. And I still did it. Like, ugh. Pain in the booty. If you hit it, your skin, which I did multiple times, just let it dry and then come in with like a Q-tip, or I will use one of my stiffer eyeshadow brushes and just kind of flick it off once it's dried. So don't panic. Don't hit it and touch it when it's still wet. That's the first like thing you want to do. Don't do it. So like I'm just leaving that alone for now, and then this one as well that's underneath, because once it's dry it's way easier to get rid of it. And if you hit your shadow, honestly I prefer hitting my shadow than hitting underneath my eye, because it's so much easier to cover up with more shadow. The only negative I have to say about this mascara is how wet it is, because it does take a while to dry. I love it other than that. It looks really nice and it wears really well and it doesn't flake in my eyes, but I have issues with it being so wet and taking forever to dry. That's the worst part. So as you can see, that just kind of comes off way easier if you just let it dry down. And I'm just using a concealer brush. It doesn't have anything on it, but it's stiffer, so it's easier to flick it off, or you could use a Q-tip. So that's flicked off pretty darn well. I'm just gonna go back in with a smaller brush, eyeshadow brush, and go in with that pinky mauve where I hit it and just kind of touch it up a little bit. And that should cover up the rest of what's kind of left there. Perfect. All right, let's do a sheer tint by Urban Decay. Let's do the sheer Bittersweet. It's a purpley tone and probably one of my favorites. And it's kind of more like a tinted gloss lipstick. I really like it. It's easy to wear. And you don't have to worry about it getting nasty looking or messing up. And they're very hydrating feeling on your lips. So I highly recommend them, but this one's probably my favorite color to go to because it looks like I tried really hard, but it's super easy and not finicky. And then I'm just gonna set the whole entire look with the Flower Seal the Deal. It is a long-lasting matte finish setting spray. And I just got this at Walmart and I've been pleasantly surprised by it. And it's a super fine mist. So I do have to kind of get close to my face, but that's okay. It smells amazing, feels really good, and it helps my makeup stay really well for the whole day. So I hope that you guys liked this look, and maybe you can replicate it or try something super similar. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let me know what you want to see next. Thanks, guys.